All right, some clean, some not clean. So plenty to clean up today from practice. Efforts there. We just got to make sure we get the execution right. Can open it up from there.
The not clean penalty related again, or
A combination of things, right? But it's a practice, right? That's why they call it practice. It's not the game. So it's an opportunity for us to go improve.
Dan, is there an extra edge for you in this game, just given the history that you got with UW?
I want to go win every game, right? I want to go win every game. Certainly, this game means something to a lot of people in this organization. It means a lot of people means something to a lot of people from an alumni standpoint, but it certainly means a lot to me.
Jeff has talked about a lot in the past of keeping the standard of those that came before him at the linebacker position. Do you feel like his legacy will be at that position?
Yeah, a guy that demands the best of himself and his teammates, right? He's been a leader since the day I got here. He's gotten better since the day I've got here. So really proud of his growth and setting that standard.
The possibility that this will be some of the seniors' last game in Autzen Stadium. What has this group meant to you, especially the ones that were here when you got here?
Yeah, I mean, we've got an unbelievable group of seniors that have worked really hard. Some that got here when I was here, and some that have come over time. But they certainly deserve our best this Saturday.
regardless of whether Tez is back or in what capacity, Dan, has Gary done enough on punt return to hold on to that role for the time being?
I think Gary's done a great job when he's been out there. Number one is possession of the ball. He's done a great job of that. He's also had some good returns. So, and he's got a lot of experience in that role for us.
Can you speak to his help, like how much he's helped as well in the pass game on offense, getting those reps?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have Gary back because he's a guy that knows his assignment, understands his job, can line up in multiple positions, and is a dynamic threat when he's out there.
What are your thoughts on Jamari Caldwell's impact this season? Obviously, a guy that eats up a lot of space and might be underrated even for.
Yeah, I'd say he's extremely underrated. He's a really talented player. He's done unbelievable things for us. I think when he plays, people know where he's at on the field. He's somebody that you have to game plan for. So I'm really glad we have Jamari on our team.
It's been about a year since we've seen Jaleel coming off that injury. Where's he at in terms of recovery timeline? And given that he already redshirted, I suppose he could come back at any time.
Yeah, he's progressing. But time will tell. When he's ready to be out there, we'll have him out there.
Did you ever explore Gary getting a medical redshirt at all with the injury?
We didn't really look into this year because he's always been so anxious to be back out there on the field.
Guys like Patrick and Betcherett, what do you get the sense that this means to them, senior night going out this way in their own hometown?
I think it'd be silly to say it doesn't mean a lot to him, right? It certainly does. Those guys prepare the same regardless, which is something you value about them and how they work.
What have you made of this true freshman class and its ability to contribute? Not a lot of guys out there, but does that just speak to the talent of the team, or kind of what would you say about that?
I love our freshman class. I think they've done a great job working, and they take advantage of the opportunities that come their way.
You were up for the Broyles a couple of times, Dan. Tosh gets the nod for you guys. It's a first for him. What do you think that you know him for as long as you do, as well as you do? What do you think that means to him to have?
Yeah, he's an unbelievable coach. He's a guy that I've learned a lot from, and I think just that you look at the job that he's done here at Oregon is really impressive. And the way that he works with our coaches. I think Tosh should be the first one to tell you that's not. It's an individual award, but it's not, right? It's an award for everybody on that side of the ball and the job that the defense has done. And he's done a great job of organizing that side of the ball. He's done a great job of motivating our players and calling great scheme on Saturday to put us in position to have success.
How have you seen him evolve as a play caller, not just here, but even going back to his time at Alabama?
I think every coach that I've been around that's a great coach, they get better, right? And they've gotten better with time. And Tasha's a guy that's gotten better with time. He's always been known as a guy that's a great motivator and great at executing and great at relationships with players. But he's done an elite job of putting that plan together with our defensive staff and executing it on game day, right? It's one thing to put something on paper. It's a different thing to get all 11 guys executing it, and he's done a great job of that.
How do you balance retaining your staff, but also, hey, it's time for you to go to the next position?
We got a lot of coaches on our staff that would be unbelievable coaches at other places. Right? We have a lot of coaches on our staff that I think will be great head coaches when they get the opportunity. Our job here is to make sure that they understand you have to leave for the right opportunity. It's not just about leaving, right? Like, I don't want to go somewhere where I'm not going to have success. And those guys have success here, right? Creating opportunities for them to continue to grow here. But there should be people looking at our coaches for future head coaches, right? Because we have great guys on our staff that would definitely have success given that opportunity.
Contextualize particularly what's going on defense, Dan, because time will tell, and just when you get to the spring in the NFL draft. But at the moment, not a lot of guys projected to go in the first round. Maybe Jordan, maybe Derek. We'll see. But how many defenses are in the top 10 in any number of categories without a bevy of first-round talent, without maybe any All-Americans, and yet you guys are producing at the level that you are?
Maybe they are all Americans and somebody just doesn't see them in the right light. I don't know. I mean, I can't speak to any of that. It's about going to play great team defense, right? And one person's success doesn't necessarily lead to a team being a great team defense, right? It probably requires some unselfish players from some great players, but I've been a part of a lot of teams where what it looks like right now is not what it looks like on draft day too.
Does the closeness of those previous heat out games, does that add to the motivation for you, for the guys that played on those teams that know, like, they want to get this one back?
No, I don't think that necessarily adds motivation. You go out there because you want to win the game, right? Regardless of the situation. We've been in some tight games this year. Hopefully that prepares us for future moments if we're in tight games again.
We're going to stick with Terrence and just your thoughts on his impact he's had at the position, the offense, and just this program in general.
Yeah, I think it starts with Terrence's work ethic, right, and his leadership, right. He's done an unbelievable job in those two areas this season. Continue to get better. He's a coach on the field for those players around him, which I think is elite. And he's had some really high moments this year. I'm hoping he continues to have some high moments for us as we finish out.
What's impressed you most with Poncho and his ability to? That's a pretty big role he's playing at center there.
Yeah, I think just being a younger guy, being able to step in a leadership role for that offensive line. I don't think that's easy or natural for a lot of people, but he's done a great job of accepting that role and taking advantage of it.
With a little bit of a later kick, and what's at stake the following week? Do you want guys watching some of the early games where it could impact what the future looks like a week from now?
I don't ever worry about our guys do a great job of preparing. We actually have a pretty full day regardless of what that looks like. We have walkthroughs that morning and meetings, so it's not like they're just sitting in their hotel room watching TV.
All right, thanks, Coach.